Alright, so we have a review here of the Letshuoer Gizaudio Galileo. This is a 1BA 1 dynamic hybrid IEM. It retails for $110. I've had it for about 2 weeks now. I just am unboxing it again, just so you can see the unboxing. Take that top off. Got the Galileo booklet, frequency graph, how to put IEMs in your ears, in case you need to learn how to do that. I got these booklets and stuff. Let's take those out. And then we got the actual IEMs themselves here. Talk about those in a bit. And then we got the carry case. And underneath this foam we have the extra tips. I'm not gonna really need to cover these, whatever. Just the main thing is what's in this case and this. So let's open this up, which is really hard to open. There we go. I don't like this case. It's too thick, too hard to open, and just overall unnecessary. But I guess if you're carrying actually more expensive IEMs in them, like in a suitcase or something, it would make sense. But anyway, got the tips here. We have the little cleaning tool holder, which I really like. This is a nice little touch they added to like have the little cleaning tool holder here. Take the cable out. Let's close that. Put it to the side. So this cable is probably my favorite thing about the IEM. Actually, I love this cable so much. I'm not keeping these IEMs for reasons I'll explain in a bit, but this cable made me want to almost keep it just for the cable. Let me just try to get that on camera. It's not focusing very well. There we go. It has a nice weave. It's a 2-wire, I think, or 2 or 4-wire, but it's just really nice and light, and it stays straight. And the connectors are really nice. You have the I got a 4.4. You can get it in 3.5 if you want. It's up to you when you check out. The 2 pin, so it's kind of weird that these 2 pins are actually really hard to put in and out of the IEM. Like, it's really tight, the tolerances on them, compared to other 2 pin cables I've had. Like, I've tried other cables with it's not the IEMs, it's the cable. Like, I've tried other cables in these IEMs. I've tried this cable in. I've tried this cable in other IEMs. I've actually been using them more in other IEMs, and it's very tight. But otherwise, great cable. Love the cable. So these IEMs are really beautiful right here. I really like the design. Most people who have reviewed these, I think, like the design. I mean, I think it's inspired by space or something. It's really gorgeous. I really like the swirls, and the colors really complement each other well. You got the sparkles and everything. So design-wise, it looks very nice. The material, I think they said it's resin, but it feels like plasticky really to me. It doesn't feel very premium. And the comfort-wise, I don't really like the way this is designed. It's kind of bulbous here. If you've seen my review of the EJ07, I complained that like the back part wasn't really contoured for the ear. I have a very similar problem with this one, where like I think they tried harder to do it than on the EJ07, but like if you look at, here's the Meteor, how it's actually like done in the way of an ear. This is just, again, bulbous. It wasn't very comfortable, because for an IEM of this size, it's actually quite small compared to like other IEMs that I've seen. It's around the size of a Hexa, I think. Maybe a little bit bigger. We're gonna bring the Hexa in actually now, and the Meteor as well. We'll talk about those, comparing them with this in a second. But yeah, the comfort wise, I didn't find them very comfortable. They're not like uncomfortable at all, but just I expected them to be more comfortable for the size. So sound. This is gonna be the weirdest explanation of problems that I have with sound in any IEM really I've ever had to do. So bear with me here. But they sound great, but I don't like them. And the reason is, like, they're a little fatiguing. Like, not a little, they're very fatiguing. I went to go, record the video, and I was like, let me do a last minute listen, and I compared it with the Hexa, and I was like, damn, these sound great. Like, they really sound good. But then, and I compared to the Hexa, and then these don't compare. And then I'll go, like, I have these for weeks with me, and I don't want to use them, because at the end of the day, after listening to them for like a few hours, I'm just like, man, I don't want to listen to headphones or IEMs at all today. Like, and after listening to a bunch of tracks, I found out it's like just a little bit piercing in the highs. You don't notice it while you're listening to it like for like a few songs, but if you're like long-term listening, alright, left fingerprints, what the hell? If you're like long-term listening, they're like very fatiguing. I don't know, I haven't had the problem with anything else I had, like the Meteor or the Hexa. I haven't had that issue before. They're very detailed. The signature is nice. It's mid-focus. You're gonna get very forward mid-range on these. The bass is a little bit has a little bit less bass than the Meteor than the Hexa. It has a lot less than the Meteor. The Meteor is very bassy. If you see my review of that, these are great for EDM rap. This it's a pretty decent all-rounder if you don't get that fatigue. I don't know why I'm getting the fatigue with only these. It's strange. I want to like say what's wrong with it. I'm comparing it with this, and when I'm listening to one or two tracks, I like this more than these. But overall, over time, the Hexa is better for me because I don't have to deal with that fatigue. I don't have to like take them out of my ears and be like, man, take a break from listening for a bit. With the Hexa, I can listen to for a long time. It's not the sound that'll get me first. It's the comfort, and they're very comfortable. They're more comfortable than these. But for these, it's the sound that really gets me. It's just my ears get really tired after listening to them for a while. But if you don't get that exhaustion with listening, or if you just plan on listening for a little bit, let's talk about the signature. Great mid-range on these. Better than both of these in form of mid-range. I think the Hexa can maybe fight on that for a little bit, but mid-range is great. Soundstage is a bit narrow. In my opinion, I think it's definitely more narrow than both of these. This comes at around it comes the exact same price actually, 110, and this is 80. I mean, a lot of you guys probably have heard of the Hexa, or maybe you looked at reviews of the Hexa while seeing what you want to buy. But this has a much more narrow stage than both of these, but it's not like very, very, very narrow. The vocals are very forward, but they're not unpleasant. The highs, they're not shrill, but as I said, like about the fatigue, you can definitely hear like a little bit of like just like, I don't know how to explain this. Like the ch sound is just a little bit sharp, which is over time like gets at your ears. So yeah, at least for me, and they're very energetic. I wouldn't relax with these at all. Like I can relax with both of these kind of. This is very, very energetic. I mean, I can see what he was going for. They really focus on pop music, I think, something around that area of genres. Very energetic, very fun, and it has decent detail for the price. I'd say that the detail is not as good as the Hexa, but it's still quite good. I'd say the highs are done much better on the Tri-Meteor. The mids, in between these two. Bass, I found these to have a bit of a recessed bass, so if you're really looking for a bassy IM, this is not it. They have bass. There's not like it's not like it's lacking any bass at all, but it's not a bass focused IEM. If you wanna, so I like them, but I'm not keeping them. I just can't use them for long periods of time. I love Gizaudio, love his channel, watch it all the time actually, way before this channel existed, but these aren't for me. They could be for you if you're able to try them for a long period of time. Maybe get on Amazon, try for a week, I don't know, something like that. But like check how long you can listen to these before you say, oh, I like them. Just see if you get that fatigue also. Also pay attention to the ch sounds, see if that's bothering you. Some people have different tolerances for that than others. I'm personally pretty sensitive to sibilance or harshness. And for me, I couldn't even tell that it had the harshness until long periods of listening. Where on other stuff that's harsh, I just immediately can tell, yeah, this is harsh, I don't like it. I even like the way these sound for a couple songs in a row, and then but after a while, fatiguing, I don't want to listen to music anymore. Yeah. So that's why I'm not keeping these. They kind of make me just not want to listen to music anymore, and that's not what I want my IEMs to do. But they are by no means bad sounding or any way. So if you have good resilience to treble, and you like treble a lot, and you can handle a little bit of harshness in the S sounds, like S and ch sounds, then definitely these might be a good purchase for you in the 110 price range. But if you're like me, you can't really handle that too much, or you want to be able to listen to them for extremely long periods of time, like many hours, or you want a more relaxing listen, I would not recommend these. If it's this and the Hexa, I think the Hexa are much more neutral. This has a much more mid-range boost than the Hexa, and the Hexa already has a mid-range boost to me, but this is really like pushing the mid-range forward, which I like a lot, but not everybody likes that. Especially for EDM, I know people who like who really only listen to EDM, they don't want that, but I like it even for EDM. If you want bass, like heavy bass, not these, probably these. Yeah, I hope that this can help you make a purchase decision or something like that. See you in the next one.